8. In today's lesson, we will be learning how to create and format text with ActionScript. We will learn how to create a text field with ActionScript using the TLFTextField class, set TLFTextField properties with ActionScript, use methods and events of the URLLoader class to load text into a TLFTextField instance, use the TextFormat class to control the color, font, and size of a TLFTextField instance, load a MovieClip asset from the library at runtime that contains multiple user interface components that allow the user to format text, create an event listener for a keyboard event to show and hide the loaded MovieClip, create a UIScrollBar instance using ActionScript, and finally, use ActionScript to hide and show a text field scrollbar as needed. Okay, so now we are going to creating and formatting text, and one of the new features in CS5 and in 6 is this text layout format. Now previously, when we were to insert text, there's only the classic text fields which offered static or dynamic text, but in the new TLF text format, we can have paragraphs, we can have indentations, and we can even have overflow text boxes that overflow into another text box. It also provides capability to work with more than 30 writing systems, including Arabic, Hebrew, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. Okay, so let's just go over and open up our completed file here. So let's come over here and open this file here. Open, and it's taking some time. And we're going to go to lesson 8. And we're going to open this one. So this is what we have here. Okay. Let's open up the FLA file. And this is what you have. Notice there's nothing here. What it does is it reads it from a file. Okay, so let's just run it. Okay, now I'm going to press F. And notice when you press F, there's a formatting option, and we're going to press F again and it closes. Okay, and press F again, and we can actually move it around. We can actually change the number of columns. We can change the color. We can change the number of columns, for example. We can change the font size. We can change the font face. So press F again. And it's closed. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so how are we going to do this? So let's just open up the starting file. And here we have a blank stage, as well as a blank ActionScript panel here. And we look into our library here. We have quite a few things here. We have a few fonts: Times, Arial, Trajan, background. There's a little background here: color picker, component assets, formatter, Garamond, list, numeric stepper, and a text input. These are different components that we can use. Now let's go and view the formatter MovieClip and double click it. Notice it looks like this. So there's one is the components and one is the background. So we gotta select the list component now. Got to select the properties, so we're going to select this one over here. Now notice over here that this is a list of items here, and if we click on here the data provider, it shows a few different labels here: Arial, Garamond, Courier, and Trajan for the list of values in our box here. Next is this color chip over here. This is called a color picker, and you can see that it's enabled and there's a selected color which is black. Notice the name is called color picker. So what it's used for is to select colors that we can use to change the color of our text. Okay, so we can also select this component here. This is called numeric stepper, which you can click up and down to increase or decrease the number. Notice the name is font sizer. Notice the number of maximum values here. Maximum is 24, minimum is 1, and the step size is 2, which is set to increase it by 2 every time it's clicked. This one here allows us to set the number of columns, and notice the minimum and maximum is 10, 1, step size is 1, and value is 1. The name is called, by the way, column num. Okay. So let's just go back to editing our document. So we come back over here. Select frame 1 of our actions layer. Now, in previous versions of Flash, we could create a new text field with ActionScript 3.0 by creating a new instance of the class name TextField. However, a new class named TLFTextField has been added, and it has a few more advanced options. So in order to use that, you just come over here and we just type import fl.text.tlftextField. Then we want to use a scroll bar, so we type fl.controls.UIScrollBar. Okay, so next one is we gotta create an instance of the TLFTextField. Okay, so now that we've created a text field, we're going to set some certain properties like t.width equals to 500, t.height equals to 600, t.background equals to true, t.padding top equals to 20, t.padding left equals to 20, t.padding right equals to 20. Okay, so what we know is this simple stuff like width, height, background, padding between the text and the field. So it creates a space of 20 pixels around the top, left, and right of the text field. Okay, so so now the next thing goes, before we add child to the stage. Before we add the text, we got to add it to the stage. So we got to type add child t. So this will allow us to put it to the text field, put the text field on the stage. Okay, so now you get this white thing. Okay, however, we cannot see anything because there's no text inside of it. So let's just go back here. So what you need to do is load text. So we just type here text load, and we got to type URLLoader. Okay, so we call the constructor function, and So okay, so when we're loading something, we need to have an event listener because sometimes it takes a while to load the text file. So we'll only display when it has all been loaded. So text load dot add event listener event dot complete text loaded. Okay, so we got to create text loaded. Okay, text load dot text load new URL. Okay, so now we got this function here is this function over here. So what I got to do? So what I got to do is that, okay, so we got URLLoader, and when we've loaded this, what we got to do is that call this function text loaded. So now that we've got it loaded, excuse me. So okay, so that's how it's done here. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to save as though. I'm going to save it as working copy, by the way, so make sure I don't overwrite it. Oops. Save as. Okay, so now it's been saved. Okay, so run it again, and you can see that we've got text over here. Okay, so what's in our next part here? So notice there's a tight background 500 by 600, and we've got our background true, padding top 20, left 20, padding right 20, and then just open up a sample text. Okay, so there we have it. There seems to be a bug here though. It's supposed there's supposed to be some padding here, and the text should be over here. So this looks like there's some text, some bug here. But anyway, you get an understanding of how it works. Okay, so now now we know how to load text. So we got to learn how to use the TextFormat class. So we can change the appearance with ActionScript. Now, one of the easiest ways to work with a text formatting field like TextFormat, and we'll just create it and set a few properties and assign the instance to a text field. Okay, so you can set the font, color, stuff like that. So over here, we just come and type this bar tf format. Okay. Okay, so the next step is to look for the text load function, and we're going to do this. Okay, so now we set the color, we set the font and size zone. What you gotta do is set the text format. So we gotta link it to the text field. So let's just try and run it. And there we have a different font. Fortunately, the scaling is not correct, but never mind. Let's see is there anything we can use to fix it. Try one more time. Okay, so that's about it. Okay, so the next thing is we gotta give the user a custom panel to format the text. So we add an instance of the MovieClip to the project and add ActionScript to allow it to control the appearance of the text field. We also listen to a key press to allow him to hide and show this panel. Okay, so over here, all the way below here, we got this type var format clip formatter new formatter. Okay, so we're not going to put it to the screen yet. Okay, so if we were to do this, for example, I say, okay, add child format clip, it will show it immediately. See, so notice here already, but we don't got to do that immediately. So we're going to remove this one here first, unless the user presses the key press F, then it will be shown. So all we do is to add event listener. And since we created this function, we declared this function, we got to create a function that is called show formatter. Sorry, keyboard. Okay, so when a keyboard event is dispatched, it provides its key code property. So you can inquire that for which key it has been pressed. Okay, so for example, I'm going to do this trace key number plus e dot key code was pressed. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to type something. So you can see as I press keys, so of course I press 4, you get 52, 5, 53, W, you get 87, A, you get 65, D, you get 68. So you can see what key presses I'm pressing on right now. So what we gotta do is we just gotta create an if statement, if e key code equals to 70. And if show format, add child format clip. So this one, this boolean value here tells us whether it's already been shown. If it's not shown yet, then we will not show. Then we'll show the menu for formatting. So notice now, if I press the F key, it appears. Okay, so now if I press the Y, if I press it again, so if you press it again, that means I hide everything. So here I will remove child, show format. Okay. So notice now, if I click on this, oops, I just made an error. Capital C. One more time. So press F. Notice now this thing hides and appears, and it's by itself. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create a keyboard response. So we're going to learn how to create drag and drop or draggable items. So, so for the show formatter function, we're going to add a mouse butt down listener, and within the else statement, within the second if statement, within the else statement, and we remove the same listener within the else statement. Okay, what this means is that. Okay, so if I press F, I'm going to listen for mouse drag. If it's hidden, then I'm not going to listen for mouse drag events anymore. So very simple here. So over here, we say format clip dot add event listener mouse event dot mouse down drag. So what it means that I can drag it now. And over here, I just say same thing, format clip, remove event listener, mouse event dot. Okay. Oh, another compiler error. Okay, so so there's an error because we haven't defined these two functions here, no drag and drag. And no drag. So So what's happened is that we're going to start the drag, and then what happens is that start the drag, and then when the person moves up, we're going to call no drag. And no drag would be say, okay, we're going to stop the drag. Okay, so here I press F key, and there we have it. We've got the drag event there.
Now we'll create event listener for all the 4 components in the format clip. So notice when we run this over here, nothing happens, right? I can do a lot of these things, but nothing really happens. So we gotta put some code to figure out how it is all changed. Very simple. So when we come over here to our formatter, we look at the different names: font sizer, column num, font list, and color picker. So font list, num, and color picker. So we're gonna create some event listeners for this. And we're going to type all this here. So notice it's a very simple thing, but it's a bit tedious, but we'll get there. Okay, American spelling. Columns. Okay, so we added event listeners for the font list, font sizer, color picker, and column num, and we just say, okay, if any big changes, call the appropriate methods. So again, same thing, function set font. We're gonna create event void, and we're gonna create all these different functions here. Okay, so here we have all our functions here. So for set font, what you gotta do is, remember here, the text formatter here, TF. So in TF here, here's how we set, we created a text format object. Okay, so all you do is just change the font. So TF dot font equals to E dot target dot selected items dot label. So it says, okay, if somebody clicks on the list, we're going to find the target, the object. So this is the event. Here's the link to the object. So in the object, we look for the selected item, and finally we'll find the label of the selected item. And we say t dot set text format tf. So we do the same thing for font size. tf dot size equals to e dot target dot value and we say t dot set text format tf. Oops. Okay, next one, set color. tf.color equals e.target dot selected set text format tf. So e-target says that whatever is the object that we clicked, so it's always a different object, whatever component it is. So if it's for font size, notice over here for font size, it's this thing here, and then for font size, this is called column num, this is called font list, and this is called color picker. So one more is the set columns. Okay, so for columns, okay, this one is a property of the text field itself. It's not a formatting option. So all we do is just set it directly using t.columnCount equals e.target.value. Okay, so we test it out. Okay, press F key. Notice I can change the different fonts. I can change the size. Oops, I've got an error here. Out of range. Let me try one more time. Aha. So there's an error over here. So this is the font size. So is there an error? Ah, yes, there's an error here because it's not value of, it's value. Thanks to autocomplete, they put in value of. So one more time. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so now that we have this quite a lot of functionality already, we're going to go on to creating a scroll bar using ActionScript. Now in lesson 5, we added a UIScrollBar and to the authoring environment, but here we use the same thing, but we'll set its property and remove it dynamically with ActionScript. Okay, so let's just come on down. So let's go add a few more things, items here. So we're going to say var scroller UI Okay, so in this line over here it says, okay, scroller, we got to move it to the X position. So we got to move it to a position where it is the X position of the text field plus the width, and Y would be the Y coordinates of the text field. The height would be the same height as the text field, so that's why it says scroller height equals to t.height. And we got to tell, okay, the next one is got to tell it which is the text field is got control. So we just say the target for this is t. Okay, then next is we got to finally add it to the interface. And we got to set it to invisible. False.
That means it's not going to be visible. So we need to figure out when to show and hide the scroll bar next. So finally, what we need to do is that know when there is an overlap or overflow. So format clip. So notice there's a formatter over here. And we've got to create the function here. Function set scroll bar. So we're going to check if the text bar is height of the text bigger than the scroller, we're going to make it visible. Else, we make it invisible. Okay, so we're going to add one more line, and what it does is that it is a line of determines which line of text will be the first to appear in the text field. Okay, so you can make sure that when text formatted, the text is reset to the top of the page. So we're going to come over here and say t dot scroll v equals to 1. Okay, let's see what's the difference between the scroll v and the without the scroll v. Okay, so I'm going to come here, I'm going to change the font. Okay, so I've got Ming Yuju. So notice here is Nosnum. If I come back here, it goes all the way to the beginning. So I'm going to go back over here. Okay, and what if I don't put this? Okay, so if something jumps a bit. Okay, so here's the code. And now it's glory. So thank you very much. And see you in the next lesson. So here's just a few suggestions. You can add a few more components to modify additional TLFTextField and text format properties. You can create multiple panels. You can create a list of menu to load additional text files. Okay, and you can explore the text flow class and other TLF features for controlling the flow of text. Add fields to a project to load a single text across multiple fields. Okay, so that's it. So thank you very much and see you in the next lesson.